What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Addicted to Madden channel. Got another gameplay for you. As you know, the only games I'm going to upload are games that are either close games, or if there's a theme I can attach to the game, or if there's maybe some sort of a milestone that I reach with a game, something that's pretty cool and want to show you. So, it'll be one of those three things, and one of those is what we have here. I'm using the Dolphins as usual, and he's using the Redskins. And he came out with a pretty creative uniform setup. I've never seen this before. Maroon tops, yellow helmets, and the yellow pants, and then the red socks before. Never seen that, so it's pretty cool. And I used to use the Redskins myself, actually, in the beginning of this year, trying to do the whole read option thing, but it eventually didn't work out. I never was really good with the whole read option thing, and also their defense, at least in the beginning, was just really bad. And so, even though Madden, since it's such an offensive game, you kind of need to have a good defense, a good computer defense, where your players have a pretty good awareness, and where they'll actually make plays for you, even if you don't have to use them. Sometimes they'll make plays, and they did not do that. The Redskins, when I was using them, they were very terrible on defense. I mean, the kind of thing where even if I was in cover 2 man, they'd get beat over the top, which is inexcusable, and that's the kind of thing I couldn't deal with. So you see this overthrow right here with Tannehill, and I took him out immediately after that. I couldn't. The game before, which was the spiraling game, where things just went out of control, and he was really pissing me off in that game. And then this was the very next game that I played, and he threw that overthrow. That was like the first pass of the game. Well, not the first pass of the game, but that was a wide open player, and that was a route that I call very frequently, and he just overthrew it. And I just said, I'm not gonna let you get started like that. So I went ahead and put in Matt Moore, and he ends up doing a pretty good job for me. And against the Redskins, RG3 is the fastest quarterback in the game. He's got a 92 speed, so I always have to have a spy out there. And then I usually will take another guy and just sort of roam the field with him, because I know he's going to move in and out of the pocket. He's not going to just sit in the pocket. So I have to have that spy so he can't take off and run. But then I have to roam the field with somebody else, because when he gets out of the pocket, the angles change with his routes, and so I need to be able to cover that, because I know the computer is not going to be able to cover that. So, RG3 poses a big problem. He, with that speed, and a lot of times he'll even outrun whoever my spy is anyways. He'll just outrun the guy. So I usually have to roam the field with somebody just to take away some of those angles. I did a pretty good job of that in this game. And RG3 is pretty tough. I mean, even though he got injured last year, a couple of times really, he's really tough in this game. When you, there have been many times where I played against the Redskins. They're a very popular team. There's been many times when I will hit stick him, and he won't fumble it or anything. He doesn't get fumbled. He doesn't get injured. In fact, I don't think I've seen him get injured yet this year in Madden. I know I've played the Redskins at least almost 10 times, and I've never seen him injured, and I don't think I've ever seen him fumble it either. And so he's really tough. They made him, I guess, I don't know if they just have a lot of respect for him or what, but they made him really tough. So that makes it even more difficult, because a lot of times you can, when you're dealing with a good quarterback, you can think, well, if I hit him hard enough, I can get him out of the game. And if you get RG3 out of the game, that's going to change your that's going to change the game. Obviously, if this guy doesn't have RG3, then that's going to change his whole way of playing, because he's not going to be able to do this kind of thing with Kirk Cousins or Rex Grossman. So we're getting near the end of the first half, and he's up 14-10, and I really want to stop him here. I do not want him going into the half with yet another touchdown, because then I will be down by 2 points. I'm sorry, not 2 points, but 2 scores, and he gets the ball. I believe he gets the ball. I think I was the one that received it in the first half. And I tried to get that. I tried to basically leave him with very little time, but again, that was just bad clock management on me. And as I always say, clock management is the second. That should have been a pick right there. Clock management is the second most important thing in Madden. The first most important thing, obviously, is getting a good offense, being able to move the ball, and being able to move the ball in many ways. And there's another drop pick. I had a lot of drop picks in this game, which is very frustrating, especially if they end up scoring on that drive. And but I actually do stop him here. I think he, in the red zone, I'd go max coverage. I just think it's strategic, and right there, he gets the pick. So I accomplished what I wanted to do there. He did not score. Now he still gets the ball at the half, so he could still go up by 2 scores anyways. So I'm gonna have to really D him up at the half as well. And that shouldn't be too hard. I mean, he's a good player, but he's not unstoppable. I mean, I've actually, like I said, I've stopped him, in the red zone, and so hopefully I can get another stop here. He was kind of balanced. I mean, he ran it sometimes. I think he seemed to pass a little bit more than he ran, but he went out of the pocket a lot, and he knew that I was always going to have a spy, so I'm not sure why he kept trying to do that. I guess maybe he thought that, at times I would forget about that, but no way. I mean, if I'm playing against RG3, I will always have a spy. I mean, so right there, I do stop him. So I now have a chance. I have a chance to win this game now and control this game. If I can score here, score a touchdown, that is. And that right there, I don't know if that's a glitch or not. That fair catch right there. I don't know if this is a fair catch glitch, but I call it a fair catch. And then I decided at the last second I wanted to let it bounce to maybe go into the end zone, because I realized I was going to be fair catching it on like the 8 or something like that. And when I moved up, I wasn't really totally paying attention, but I think that I bumped into his guy, but they gave him the penalty. So I don't know if that's a glitch or not, and I probably should not have accepted that, but I just wasn't sure. If that was a known glitch that I knew about, then I would not have accepted that. I would have declined that, because I'm not the kind of guy that takes advantage of, really obvious glitches in the game. You know what I mean? It depends. It also depends on what you consider to be a glitch. Some people consider the unpressable routes to be a glitch, but that is a glitch that I will take advantage of, because I don't want you pressing my receivers. But but if it's a really obvious glitch, something like that you can't really do anything about, then I'm not going to take advantage of that. So in the future, if I see that again, I'll decline it. But I did accept it in this game. So we're at the end of we're actually just starting the 4th quarter, and I did exactly what I wanted to do. I've got a 3-point lead going into the 4th quarter, and this is exactly where I want to be. He has the ball now. I want him to go ahead and score, and then I'm going to basically milk the clock for the rest of the game and be the last one to score. And hopefully I can get a touchdown. That way I can win the game. And so he did a good job of just moving the ball, and he does a little triple option there, which that's actually a very risky play. I've seen a lot of people mess that play up, and when they try to do that pitch and they end up fumbling it, and that right there should have been a pick. But like I said, this game I could have called it drop picks, but I ended up calling it ad reaching. And so he ends up scoring the touchdown, and I'll get into the ad reaching thing in a second. And he does a squib kick. He tried to do the little short squib kick to make it bounce off my front guy, and I do that too sometimes, because I know what he wants to do. He thinks a lot like me. He wants me to go ahead and score quickly so that he can get the ball back. But I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm going to milk this clock. I mean, there's only 2.5 minutes to go, and I'm going to go ahead and just milk this clock till the end of the game. I'm just keeping it on the ground, just running it, letting that clock tick down, and we're underneath the 2-minute warning. And the reason why I call this game ad reaching. So Madden is a good game. And each year they add more and more things that make it better and better. But now what they need to add is the ability, whether it's an AI thing or whether there's a button that you can press, but they need to add the ability for you to reach for like a first down or to reach over the pylon. Sometimes a guy might be stopped short, but then he'll reach with his arm, he'll reach the ball out. And that's what they need to add, because this play right here, this is the final play of the game. I have him right here, but he doesn't reach over the goal line, so I lose.